Welcome back once again. The River State crisis has taken a new and clear dimension despite the peace accord between Similaye Fubara and Nyesom Wike forestalled by Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Now, Tinubu petitioned to sack Wike. Fubara wins fresh case despite peace accord. Hello everyone, welcome back to this particular channel. It is obvious that when two elephant faces the grass suffers, this Wike and Similaye Fubara's rift is taking clear dimension. This time, remember, a lot of persons have called on Bola Ahmed Tinubu that he should use his good office as the president of this particular country to sack and relinquish Nyesom Wike as the FCT minister, because he is probably causing more harm than good, both in Rivers and infringing on the political party being APC. That ahead of this 2027 election for him, Nyesom Wike is one of the persons who will probably undermine him. Notwithstanding that he planted Nyesom Wike to destabilize the PDP, which he has succeeded, but for the fact that this particular rift between him and Similaye Fubara is becoming alarming. Now, this time, remember that Bola Ahmed Tinubu called on these two both parties for the very fourth time, after the House of Assembly members decided to impeach him, but it got faulted for the fourth time. Now, when Bola Ahmed Tinubu made this particular plea to both of them, in his own interest, because he knows he needs Similaye Fubara, he also needs Nyesom Wike, they decided to play along. Now listen attentively to Nyesom Wike's statement after he met with Bola Ahmed Tinubu regarding the matter. When we come back, we'll continue.
Very kind to the people of the state. If there seems to be a problem between the legislature and the governor, and as a father, he didn't have to intervene. I remember this is the second time Mr. President intervened. I believe, by the grace of God, this will be the last time. I believe that the Assembly have told them to do this, to obey Mr. President, which I know they will not hesitate. And I also believe that the governor will carry out some part to make sure that this is the final time Rivers people will need to hear this kind of discord. So that is it.
That's all. Thank you very much.
Come back once again. I believe you've listened attentively to what Nyesom Wike stated. This was a statement he made after Bola Ahmed Tinubu brokered the solution between him and Similaye Fubara, and you could hear in his exact word, he stated that he will tell the assembly members to do as directed. That is to tell you that Martin Amehule's led assembly is loyal to Nyesom Wike. And that is what is causing the discrepancies. And it is obvious that when the executive and the legislative and the judiciary is not working hand in glove to form a government, there is what we call a jeopardy. Now, this is exactly what has happened. Now, a lot of concerned persons have now taken it upon themselves to petition Bola Ahmed Tinubu that he should sack Nyesom Wike without any fear nor favor, following what is happening in Rivers State. Now, in full details, Rivers crisis. Petitioner asked Tinubu to remove probe FCT minister Nyesom Wike over threats alleged corruption. So many persons started stating that who is actually this petitioner and what is giving him the conviction to actually say this, and what were the tangible reasons at which he has done to petition Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Are you seeing how Bola Ahmed Tinubu is gradually indicting himself in this particular matter? In full details, a Nigerian political scientist known as Kyo Amachere has formally petitioned Bola Ahmed Tinubu demanding the immediate removal and investigation of Minister of Federal Capital Territory Nyesom Wike over the destabilization of Rivers State and alleged abuse of federal power. Remember that Nyesom Wike has often visited the state and has made some statements. Likes of those statements were Similaye Fubara. Likes of those statements were the fact that anyone who is bidding, bidding any governor that is bended to betrayal will reach him. A lot of destabilization in inciting the House of Assembly members and the local government chairman to disobey the governor even on his own directive. In furtherance, in the petition dated February 8, 2026, and addressed to Bola Ahmed Tinubu and the Commander-in-Chief of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Amachere said that the current federal posture in Rivers State was dangerous, provocative, and unnecessary, describing the letter as a formal petition and a written notice of serious national concern. Amachere stated that he was writing in the interest of peace, stability, and constitutional order and justice in Rivers State, and Niger Delta at large. He stressed that he was acting independently, declaring in his excerpt he stated, "I do not belong to any political party. I have no political ambition. I have no ties to any Nigerian politician. I am not writing on behalf of any political group." You know why he made this particular statement? So that it will not look as though he's from the opposition party. Amachere stated that he is a resident in Stockholm in Sweden, warned that Rivers State was being treated unfairly by the federal government, insisting that Rivers State is being pushed towards instability by federal conduct and political interference. He rejected any justification for heavy federal security presence in the state. As you could see on your screen, these were the convoys of Nyesom Wike when he entered the state recently. Rivers State is not Boko Haram territory. Rivers State is not bandit territory. Rivers State is not an insurgency theater. According to him, treating Rivers people as though they are enemies of the state was unacceptable. The petitioner identified Wike as the most obvious destabilizing factor, declaring Nyesom Wike must be removed from federal office immediately and investigated. This is a formal demand. You know, this has got to the point where the masses have actually revoked. Amachere called for Nyesom Wike's immediate removal from office, pending investigations, and demanding the full EFCC ICPC investigation into allegations of corruption, diversion of public funds, abuse of office, and unexplained wealth. He also demanded an asset and lifestyle audit, specifically mentioning his Rolls Royce and other luxury vehicles. Sincerely speaking, look at the luxury vehicles Nyesom Wike used in entering the state and doing a lot of things. His properties abroad and any corporate proceeds or fronts holdings assets on his behalf, adding that the Nigerian public deserves to know the source of his wealth. That is what it is. A public servant, everyone needs to know his source of his wealth and his whereabouts and every declaration. Lastly, he stated in a stern warning that failure for Bola Tinubu to act or probably sack Nyesom Wike, that this will cause what we call international escalations, because I am too well connected to be ignored, according to him, what he stated. In his concluding remarks, Amachere warned the federal government against dismissing grievances from the Niger Delta, stating the Niger Delta is not a colony, Rivers State is not a pawn, and the people of Rivers are not fools. He ended with a final caution to the government. If the federal government continues to treat Rivers State with disrespect and political manipulation, then the federal government is inviting crisis. History has warned Nigeria before, and that is exactly what he stated. This is what it is. These are prominent persons who have actually come to speak the truth to power. He was not sent by Similar Fubara. He's not in any political party. Neither is he being influenced by any political opponent or opposition party. He's speaking the truth to power. As a matter of fact, he has now petitioned Bola Tinubu that he should do well to do the needful by relinquishing Nyesom Wike. A lot of persons have called for his sack. Time with that number. We have often elaborated it here. If you are actually good, if you're so-called the FCT minister and you're actually doing what the masses actually need, then why are the masses and why have you been petitioned and why are they calling for your sack? That is what it is. So if every finger is pointing at you, then there is something wrong. On the other hand, similar to Fubara, a lot of persons were so undermined by his statement recently when he visited one of the projects in the state, where he stated that the ring road is Oga and the rest. Listen attentively to what he stated here, and when we come back, we'll try to wrap up other issues. Yeah.
From your own observation, not just mine alone, they've achieved a lot, and in the course of our discussion, they are still assuring us that by October this year, they will deliver the project. So, in my assessment, what they need is the fund, and from my own end is the push. I strongly believe that this promise that we made to our people will deliver it by October, God willing. For me, this project is very important, considering the person who conceived it, my Oga, Honorable Minister. He had a very big vision. He believed that if I achieve this project at record time, Rivers people will be happy with me. So I also, notwithstanding whatever is happening, it is also my wish and my struggle to ensure that that wish comes to be.
Come back once again. You listen attentively to Similar Fubara referring to Nyesom Wike as his boss and as his oga that has fostered the project which he went to inspect. So many persons started putting up a question that Similar Fubara for once stand firm on your words. This is the same Nyesom Wike you have stated that you would take tooth to tooth. This is the same persons that is actually instigating the House of Assembly members and local government chairman and all what have you. Now your followers are actually following your footsteps. Now you're still now getting so loyal to Nyesom Wike, probably based on the fostered peace that has already been established. That is why you're speaking this now. But stand firm to stay with your people. At the same time, the petitioner was actually frowned on this particular statement, stating that the velocity and time they are using to walk or probably stand firm to defend democracy for Similar Fubara, he is using it to be loyal. That is this statement a loyalty, or is he a defendant of democracy at this point in time, or an authentication of godfatherism? I decided to bring all of this to your view. What is your take towards this petition has been stated and issued? Do you feel this is appropriate? And with all indications being stated here, what is your view towards this particular petition over the sack of Nyesom Wike? React on the comment section. Don't forget to share, like, and also hit the subscribe button, turn on the notification bell, and click on the like button so let's get informations whenever we drop them here. Thanks for watching. See you in my next video.